Welcome to this explainer. You know, if you've ever just sat back and marveled at how insanely fast, dynamic, and totally seamless your favorite web apps are today, well, you actually owe a massive debt of gratitude to the unsung blueprint of modern web architecture, and that is Backbone.js.
So is a 2010 JavaScript library secretly powering the modern web? It's a crazy question, right? But we're about to reveal how a seemingly outdated framework actually laid the load-bearing walls for the highly structured internet we navigate every single day. It's just a brilliant story of digital evolution.
Okay, here is our roadmap for today. First, we'll explore the JavaScript Wild West. Second, the anatomy of Backbone.js. Third, shaping modern web architecture. Fourth, modern alternatives and comparisons. And finally, where is Backbone today?
Section 1. The JavaScript Wild West. Now, to really appreciate where we are, we have to understand the struggles of the past. Before 2010, JavaScript was mostly used for small tricks, maybe validating a form or adding a cute little animation. But as apps grew, so did the dreaded jQuery spaghetti. Code just became this tangled, unmanageable mess. And that sheer desperation, it led directly to the 2010 release of Backbone.js, which was designed specifically to bring order to the chaos. And, as we'll see, that foundational influence endures all the way to the present day.
The core problem here was that developers were essentially trying to build skyscrapers using tools meant for a garden shed. JavaScript just wasn't initially designed for complex applications. Without a well-defined structure, building large-scale architecture was practically impossible. Developers desperately needed a way to separate their concerns and organize their code efficiently.
Which brings us to Section 2, Anatomy of Backbone.js.
To understand how they solved this massive problem, let's rapidly assemble the foundational blueprint they introduced, the Model View Controller Framework. First up, we have models. Think of models as the raw materials. They're the absolute brain of your app, securely holding core data and business logic. And the real brilliance here is the binding. When model data changes, it acts as a single source of truth and automatically signals everything else to update.
Next up are the views. So if models are the brain, views are the face. They render the user interface and respond to every single click and keystroke. Whenever a model changes, the view hears that event and instantly updates the UI to match. It's totally seamless.
Then we have collections, and this is where things get incredibly powerful. Collections step in to organize individual models into manageable groups. Imagine a project management app, right? Each task is a model, but the entire list of tasks is a collection, complete with built-in methods to effortlessly filter and sort massive amounts of data all at once. Moving right along the blueprint, we find routers. Routers act as navigational hallways. They map where the user goes without forcing the entire page to reload. Before this, clicking a link meant staring at a blank white screen while the server fetched a whole new page. Rough, right? Well, routers mapped URLs to specific application states, paving the way for those smooth, instant transitions we completely expect in single-page applications today.
And finally, we have events. Events are the underlying wiring, allowing all these decoupled pieces to talk to each other seamlessly. This event-driven architecture meant that models, views, and collections didn't have to be rigidly tangled together anymore. They could just broadcast and listen for changes. This decoupled communication made scaling and maintaining applications infinitely easier, a real game changer.
Section 3. Shaping modern web architecture.
You see, Backbone wasn't just a tool. It was an absolute paradigm shift for the whole industry. It forced developers to adopt a modular mindset, encouraging them to break applications down into manageable components. Instead of writing one giant monolithic wall of code, developers learned to build with small, interchangeable blocks. And honestly, every major framework today relies on this exact philosophy.
This blueprint established three absolute pillars of modern architecture. First, decoupled communication through an event-driven model. Second, dynamic content updates driving single-page applications. And third, pioneering support for RESTful APIs, which completely revolutionized how clients and servers synchronize data.
That brings us to Section 4, Modern Alternatives and Comparisons.
Technology moves at lightning speed. So how does this pioneer stack up against modern giants? Well, on one side, we have Backbone.js with its raw, minimalist design. On the other, a titan like React.
Pitting Backbone's lightweight approach against React's virtual DOM is kind of like comparing a basic blueprint to a high-tech smart building. React handles UI updates with incredible efficiency thanks to its massive ecosystem.
Today, frameworks like React, Angular, and Vue.js are the industry standard. And for good reason. They offer highly advanced features right out of the box. But make no mistake, these robust, modern alternatives are fundamentally built on Backbone's original concepts. They literally took its modular, event-driven philosophy and supercharged it.
Section 5. Where is Backbone today?
So, if it's no longer the shiny new toy, where does Backbone live right now? Well, it actually serves a very active niche. It's the reliable foundation for maintaining stable legacy projects, spinning up fast, lightweight apps without heavy overhead, and serving as crucial educational training to teach those fundamental MVC patterns to new developers.
In fact, its greatest value today is probably educational. Grasping this blueprint is what separates a good modern developer from a truly great architect who understands the why behind the code. By studying Backbone, developers gain invaluable insight into the evolution of JavaScript and the core design patterns that make all modern frameworks tick.
So, as frameworks come and go, what foundational legacy will today's code leave behind? It's an incredible thought to ponder, isn't it? The frameworks we absolutely obsess over today will one day become legacy too. Understanding our foundations ensures we are always ready to build the future. Keep learning, keep questioning, and thank you so much for joining me on this explainer.